Don't worry. Okay. So yeah, as I said, you just set up the infrastructure, okay, and then you hand over the credentials to whoever is responsible. The DevOps engineer will come in to set up the pipeline, all right, for development. Then the developer will start writing their code. That's all.
Okay.
Right. So let me take you to the architecture drawing and then explain the drawing to you.
Sure.
Okay. So from what they said, you are designing a scalable infrastructure for what website. So the first thing, you set up your VPC. Okay. So this is a VPC. All right. Like that's your CIDR. You set up your subnets. So this is a multi-AZ deployment. Okay. So you have
Okay.
availability zone here. I have another availability zone here. I hope you see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Mm. So the VPC, my subnets, I've set them up like this. And then there's the internet gateway. Okay. I don't have the route table. I didn't include the route table drawings. But yes, of course, there will be route tables. All right. You have route tables. I forgot to add it. That's all. Onyeshi, I just forgot to add it. Good. Now, you set up, when you set up your subnet, you have set up your routes. It's done. Now, when you are building an infrastructure, yeah, you build it from the bottom. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, put this one in mind. You build it from the bottom because the one at the top is going to communicate with the one at the bottom. So you start from the bottom. So yes, you set up your database. It's called RDS. Yeah.
Okay.
You set up the database. So you just go to the database service and then you select RDS. Okay. So I think maybe let me finish with IAM. All right. Maybe we'll go through
Sure.
some one or two hands-ons. This one,
Okay.
this is easy. Yeah. See, you set up your database like this, and then you set up your auto scaling. Okay. Now, auto scaling or a service, as I said, auto scaling service is where you have a fleet of, let's say you have an instance. Let's say you have two servers that is hosting your website, but you set up auto scaling that, okay, in case the server is utilized up to 70%, okay, and this one is also up to 70%, add another EC2 instance with the same configuration as this.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So auto scaling will handle the scaling of what? Your resource. Mhm. So as traffic increase, auto scaling keeps adding. Auto scaling keeps adding. Now, the load balancer, that's the image. So the load balancer will be linked to what? The auto scaling. Because so on your server, as I said, a website is hosted on a server. This one has
Okay.
its own IP address. Esu one is it? 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 So Google has have let's say hundreds of servers scattered around the globe, okay, or let's say thousands of servers scattered around the globe. Now it means that without a load balancer, you should remember, even if, let's forget about the load balancer in the first place. Now all these ones has IP, okay. It means that
Mm.
a visit you need to know the IP address. So if a 1.1.1.1, you need to remember a visit now and you have to find the next IP address and then visit it. How will you keep those all the IP addresses in your head? Just like your phone numbers. Imagine there was no option for you to save names to the phone numbers. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I guess it.
Yeah. So what you do is that now this is the auto scaling. Jono no by handle scaling. That's why if you look at the diagram, I have it in what? In a rectangle
Okay.
across the two subnet.
Okay.
Now the load balancer also is the name headache. Ono no distribute traffic. No. Okay. So Abia, we have traffic coming here. Abia my account has visited google.com. Okay, you go here. Isaac visit google.com. Because my account is still on google.com, this server is busy. All right. So the load balancer is smart to say that okay, go here. And then Rosemary comes, go here, like that. To
Oh.
distribute traffic evenly to all the instances. Now, the auto scaling also has another, it has the next feature is that, okay, now when the traffic increased, I added more instances. Now the traffic has reduced. So the auto scaling will automatically terminate maybe some of the instances and then maintain the minimum. The load balancer is smart enough to say that, okay, there are no more instances. These instances are no more. So it means that I'm not going to send traffic to to them again. I only have 3 now. So I would evenly distribute the traffic towards the 3 instances left. Join the load balancer.
Okay. Okay.
Or tell them I'll bank. Now security is okay. Tell one you're busy. Others,
Yeah.
just make sure that one teller is not overwhelmed with tasks. That's just what the load balancer does. So this is a typical the more catch on, and it's one common project that you can do around such scalable e-commerce or e-commerce project for AWS. Maybe almost everyone does it.
Okay.
So here, it will fully test your understanding of networking, security, databases, and then all those things. I have this tutorial on my YouTube. Maybe let me see some more. YouTube. Let me share that with you. Oh, why am I not signed into my YouTube? Oh. What now? Okay. Videos. Okay. So a static website, migrating. Let me go to podcasts. Creating a scalable and highly available. Good, this one. So the challenge architecture. So create NAT gateway, auto scaling and load balancer, connecting auto scaling. Good, this one. Easy man, I'm here.
Okay.
It is our local English. And then I should have the capstone. Maybe let me search this thing. How do I search on my channel? Oh yeah, capstone. This one is 26 minutes. So this one is a full project on the same thing, load balancer, auto scaling, all those things. Yeah. See, this one should be good. So this is a typical like a project that you can do, document it and then blog about it. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm able to like all these things, I can help. It can help me build a portfolio or something, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That project that I gave you, hosting a website on an EC2 instance. No? Yes, that's the thing. Huh? You don't need like the big project because they are far advanced. So
Project.
if you,
But we didn't give any project like that though.
eh,
What's the website on an institute?
yes,
Wait. Oh. Was it the CV
on
one?
the was it no, not the CV one. Say CV didn't hear S3.
Uh,
When we did the EC2 lab, there was a project there. This one, uh, running notes, AWS, no, S3, D4, EC2. Yeah, it should be this one. Running notes, no, this. Project, create an EC2 instance with the following requirement, and then install a web server. So the process was here for web hosting. How to create an EC2 instance for web hosting. So it's the same thing. And then I said you can do it, use it as a project.
this what do you call it? Really?
Yes.
This in, seriously, seriously. And then because the first thing you gave me was the blog,
Yeah, the blog
which
one.
I did some time back.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this one, wow. The whole internet thing we did. I remember that you were doing something. You had to use that Nginx stuff,
Uh-huh.
Nginx stuff. But was it part of the video that you recorded? This was not there.
It was part of.
Hey,
You see, no,
because
Kahopa.
yes, I don't come out, but I'm one there.
Uh, oh, that's fine. You can always go back to it. Yes, these are all projects that we all did. That's from YouTuber. These are the basic projects. They are all there. All right. It's just to show that okay, you have hands on, with the AWS console. Yes.
Okay, so when I do this,
Mhm.
how should I do the screenshot thing?
So you have to write like the process, right? That you went through. So let me just do this. Okay, you can go to a similar blog that says the highly scalable and high available and scalable e-commerce website on AWS. Let me add, as you can see, people have their writings on them. So yes, you can follow. Yeah, you see, it's the same thing. With the diagram that I showed you, that's the same thing
Mm,
this one also did. The person just has two private subnet. Okay, so one for the instances, one for the one for the public instance, one for the private instance, and then for the database. So how she writes. So you can look at how somebody wrote theirs,
okay.
use that and then to write yours. So as you can see, it was what screenshot when she does it. So she took what a picture of what the AWS console and the VPC when she was creating and then the resource map.
Okay.
Security so the subnets. So that's a screenshot of the subnet that she created. Assigning the IPs, like enabling auto assign IP for the subnet. And then now configuring the EC2 instance for the web hosting. So you see, she used what? User data script. So update, install the HTTPD, start, enable, and then copy the website files there. So she was using it for the auto scaling. So for when you want to create auto scaling, you use what we call a launch template. So I mean, it's just screenshot. As you do, you add the screenshot, you explain the procedure that you use to do that. That's all. So when you are done, the final results, yes, she should have the website. So when this was when she was creating the database as well. A lot of, I mean, people have written same thing plenty times. Okay, so this is probably somebody, Chicago. So she's also creating her portfolio. Anissa Achigadu. So you see, oh, she has a lot of stuff that she's written. Mm. And these are basic stuff. Banks AWS migration, cloud step-by-step
Okay.
guide to setting up and what.
So,
Uh-huh.
so when I do it, then I also put on the blog that I created. Right.
Uh-huh. Yes. So you just write them together, put it on the blog, you post it. So anytime she's applying for a job, she will just send this as a portfolio. Okay. Every entry level role, she will get it. Because for entry
And
level,
the link to your blog.
So here, if you are sharing the link, me, I don't write. I'm now learning to write, how to write. I am more like audio, video person. Mhm. So if like I've written a lot of stuff, right? My homepage, you see my link like this. So this is what I'll copy, put it on my CV as my portfolio.
Okay.
Uh-huh. This is the guy I said he has gotten a job, Chris. It's just this project, one project.
Uh,
He has also written just one page. You see, his is even a short one. Like you see, that's just it. That's this is what he presented as his portfolio. Yes, but of course, when you open, I think he added the link. Okay, he used documentation, AWS documentation. So you see where he got the guidelines. They are all here. Create an Amazon EKS cluster. All the commands that he uses here. Okay, all the
and
commands.
they don't care how where
No. I mean,
you got the.
the documentation is there is there for you to use. So nobody will actually hold you when you are using documentations. So you see, tech is actually shifting from someone's ability to cram codes or memorize codes and then write plenty lines of code. Because now there is AI. You get it? So why will you? Because if
Yeah.
you are writing the code from your mind, it will take you more time than the AI will do. Okay. For example, let me show you ChatGPT, the wonders that ChatGPT will do. Okay. So generate a Terraform configuration. All right. That will create a VPC with two public subnets, two private subnets. Wait, I'll not even say the route table is this. No, with the necessary route table configurations. Right?
Okay.
It should include NAT gateways to allow private subnets communicate with the internet. Okay. Okay. And then your configuration. Okay, I'm coming. That will create. So let me just do this colon. Okay. So, and auto scaling group. Okay. With minimum with the following requirements. So here, 2 minimum desired instances, 2 no, 2 desired, yeah, instances. Yes, 2 minimum. And 5 maximum. Okay. And a load balancer, right? That will evenly distribute traffic to the instances. Okay. And then an RDS. Okay. My SQL database that will allow database traffic from the ASG. ASG is auto scaling. Right?
Okay.
Instances. Now I'll add, do not forget security group configuration. Security group and NACL configurations. Okay. So I'll say utilize Terraform best coding and security practices. Okay. Including, but not limited to, variables, data sources, obfuscation, modules, etc. Okay, so I just watch it do the work. I want it to finish, then I'll show you a similar thing that I have done. Okay. So this is, let's say, 5 minutes. This is all I need. All right. So
Okay.
what I need is, I don't need to remember all these things, but I need to understand what is going on, so that when I copy this and then I'm using it, I should be able to say, okay, this one wasn't right. Let me change this. This one wasn't right. Let me change that. This one wasn't right. Let me change that. That is how it works. So it has given me the template. You see the name of the VP, so I can put the description here. Security group, like that. All this configuration. Now the companies know. All right. The big men know. So as I said, they know that AIs are there. So if your work, I mean, we met with our CEO last week. Is it Tuesday? This is what he said, that we are getting into an era where if your work is just to write code, then he's sorry, you'll be out of job soon. Okay, so they want people who understand business studies. So just like the this thing that ChatGPT gave you. Okay, this was it. Okay. So you are tasked to design and deploy a scalable online e-commerce platform for a company that sells products globally. Now, the platform needs to handle product listings, customer orders, user authentication, and secure storage of customer data and transaction history. It should also be capable of scaling to handle high traffic during peak shopping seasons. Now, we here you as a developer, or if it is you are a developer or you are a cloud engineer or whatever, you have to understand that, okay, then I need auto scaling, I need load balancing, yeah, I need an RDS, I need this, I need that, I need that. How to put the architecture together. When you understand that, so you have been able to break the problem into smaller pieces and then put it into layers. The rest, as far as you establish that understanding, that's all. The work is done. And then if it is AI or whatever tool that will help you to what? R- Write the infrastructure code or provision the infrastructure, you refer to it. So if it is okay, auto scaling, you don't if you don't want to use ChatGPT, you can just go to the official AWS documentation, right? And then just search for how to set up RDS instance. The documentation is a step by step. You only have to follow it and do it. Finish. What your manager cares about is you have done
It's
the
that.
thing.
I see.
And most of these remote people who do remote work here, I have a friend who works with a Switzerland company. There is one man who came to teach us in our boot camp. He works with Adidas, right? They are in Germany. Normally, they will give you, just like the guy who just started the UK job. They will give you a ticket, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He will sit down 2 days, do research about it, use AI, and then he will do the thing on his locally to test and see that it is working. Once he sees that it is working, that's all. He will not go and close the ticket. Oh. He will use the rest of the days to chill. So maybe in the third week that he's supposed to submit or close the ticket or deliver the work. So the third week, maybe if he have 5 days in the third week, he will just burn another 2 days, right? And then on the third day, he will deliver. All right. I mean, to his boss or to his manager, he has still been able to deliver before deadline. You understand? So you are more or less like creating uh, an impression that you are productive, but you are still enjoying. If he does it in the first week or maybe the first 3 days, it will look like the job is not difficult, isn't it? Uh-huh.
Mm,
Yeah. So most of these guys, some of them, I mean, not all of them are fraud boys. Some of them,
true.
yes, they are doing this way. I when I entered into that boot camp, I mean, we have seen most of them come to talk to us. They are in Ghana here, earning like tens of thousands of dollars every month. Every month. So somebody like this, if he start a role like this and then within 4 months he's living luxury, you might think he's going to do fraud. But fraud is not easy like that. You understand? You deceiving somebody to take money from them. It's not easy.
I say more.
So and I hear ground on munya. Uh,
Here they are here. It's not
eh,
even when you get once, there's no assurance that you get again.
again, exactly.
Okay, it's good. I think I'm
Uh-huh. So
let me
yes,
read.
as for the codes, all those things, me like this. That's I keep telling people that if you are, you see that brain stress or fatigue that you use to memorize codes and everything, please you need to think about your wife. Oh. And documentations are there. There is the understanding of the concept is the most important thing. Immediately understand the concept, please. There is help everywhere. There is help everywhere.
So being able to see that this scenario I've been presented with, these are the if I go to the console, these are the components I need to solve
Aha.
this problem.
To solve
So
this
the person
problem.
has said business when work and number of will be okay. But you
Eh,
are seeing the how do you call the IT things in what he said. This is what I
Ex-
need. I have to do this, that's all.
Aha.
And that is basically what we started to do. The
Yeah,
S3, the C2, the VPC, and all those kind of stuff.
correct. What's them alcohol hospital now say like you are describing what happened to you, blah blah blah. The doctor is able to sit down and say, oh, this is what is wrong with you. So you need this medicine, that medicine, that medicine. Take this once a day, 2 times a day, or whatever it is. Drink plenty water. Don't take alcohol. Don't take milk. At Apple.
I don't know. That's it.
Aha. So that's just how what it is.
It's good.
Mm.
Again. So, but I did it my piano. I seriously didn't know this. Any man can offend then. May I win in question in because you go
Yeah.
to they make you go to the console and do this stuff now. Carabin, maybe possibly taking shots and stuff like that.
Aha. And then documenting them. Yes, 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 yes.
All of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
all of that. But still, no, I think I can still do
Yeah, I
it.
think you can replay all the ones that you've done already. You can play it again.
So, this is then me as me share, I take pictures. It didn't occur to me like this, but I take screenshot of the nature of problem and dependent developer.
Okay.
Then the steps that I
Mm,
take, I go through. And so each of them have some small writings,
yeah.
and why you're supposed to do this. This is why. I don't know what kind. I think we know what can. This is why you are doing it here, and this is how you're
Yeah.
going to do it.
Yeah.
So at least when I look at it, maybe after let me really know, I can really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please, finally, another day, see me who be for next week, and I think it matters. Why? So I am suppose I want to get sample like them I'm ready to charge GPT like at least a little bit advanced.
Mhm.
How should I kind of frame it in such a way that it will still be within my scope of the things that we've learned,
Okay. So
so that I
say
can.
actually, yeah, actually how I prompt ChatGPT. I mean, I prompt ChatGPT like somebody who doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Atata. So
Okay.
you can just start with ChatGPT. So I have like chats, separate chats for different things. Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
on there. So this one, yeah, Mizaka Hudi. Then anything Terraform, I'm going to ask it from here. I have something on
For,
Kubernetes. I have something on deployment, Kubernetes deployment, and this one is just for pod setup. Okay. I have assistant volume, like I have something for socials. So that is how I prompt ChatGPT.
okay.
So you can just create a new chat, okay? And you say, okay, I just completed. Mm, let's say, and
This is different from the usual charges. And now, which one
no,
is
no,
this one?
or a plugin be made out to ChatGPT do.
Ah,
Don't mind it.
when you say when
Like,
you're better, man, yeah.
yeah. So I just completed an AWS, okay, cloud practitioner bootcamp. Yeah. To hone in on my skill and increase my job prospects. Okay. I have been advised to get hands-on projects, right? That will, that will improve my skill on using the AWS management console. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have given ChatGPT, like, so now it's like you've given ChatGPT a preamble, right? Something to think along, right? A line to think along. Okay. Yeah. Good. So kindly suggest, okay, projects from the very basic level to, let's say, intermediate level. Mhm. It should cut across compute, storage, uh, security, IAM, and networking. Okay.
Okay.
So you just give me 5 suggestions for now. So just like you're speaking with your body, all right? Because the thing is, the data, ChatGPT has been given that data to work with. So it's like you don't want to what? Go and search it from multiple sources. So ChatGPT that's how AI are trained. They have been given those data. Yeah. So it will just sample through stuff that people have done already. And then he will give you, ChatGPT will give you the suggestions. So prompt it like you are speaking to somebody, right? Somebody in front of you or an expert that you've seen, and then you want to have that conversation with. Yeah. So if I press enter, yeah, as you can see, simple static website hosting. Yes, this one he added CloudFront. Okay, so a virtual VPC with EC2, simple backup and recovery with Amazon S3 and Glacier, setting up IAM policies and rules for secure environment, deploying a WordPress site with RDS and EC2. Okay, good. So now that I've prompted it this way, okay, so it will give you the project objective, the key concept that you will use, and some of them you don't need it. For example, Route 53 and then all those things, you might not need them, okay? Because for Route 53, you have to buy what you call a domain. So that one can be taken off from it, and then you can go ahead with the others. Okay. So now I say, okay, thank you. Now let's start from the first one. Okay. Give me step by step. Let's start with the first one. Okay. Give me step by step procedure. Okay. So let's start with the first one. If you are to guide a total newbie to successfully complete that, how will you go about it? Okay. give me a step by step guide. Enter. So here, let's say you have created your account already, so you don't need this. That you can do the billing alerts, yeah. But you can also leave this. So yes, bucket name. So you see, to give you all the process and then even the policy. So you just have to copy this. So the bucket name, if you choose, okay, it even suggested a bucket name for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for even the cloud front, as I say, you see the domain, it says what? Optional. So you don't need that. You can leave that one. This one is also optional for SSL certificate. Okay. So here I saw something about uploading. Where is it? Upload your so you see, upload your index.html. So just say, okay, I don't have any website files. Okay. So that is the index.html and the CSS files. Can you suggest where I can get free templates? So it will suggest where you can get templates, right, to download and then use them.
I'll download the templates.
Yes. So
Uh,
the index.html files, all those ones. Okay. So let me just click for the first one. Okay, so these are some templates that you can use. Okay. And then as you can see, it's so I'll just extract this and then I'll use that to what? Create my website.
okay.
So it's just the process is the same. So when you follow it, I mean, I've tried ChatGPT before with their step-by-step procedure, and everybody, as I said, if you prompt it that way, everything one after the other. So let's even start. See, so access the S3 service, click on create bucket, enter your bucket name. It should be a unique name. Choose the region, the object ownership. Okay, you have to put ACLs disabled. That is the recommended one. Okay, and public access settings. You have to uncheck block public access. Keep the versioning disabled for now. Leave it disabled as it is just a basic website. And then you click on create bucket. The next thing is to what? Upload what? Your files.
The,
So the
the,
files is where I said I don't have. So it suggested what? A website that I can get it from. So I downloaded it. Did I download? Okay, so let's say if I downloaded it, I'll have to extract the content. Yeah. And then I'll upload the content to the bucket. Now,
okay.
when I upload it, I'll go to permissions, scroll down to bucket policy, and I'll click on what? Edit. They are all there. So add the following policy to allow public read access. So I'll just copy this. So if
This one a little bit like sometimes, so I just want to make sure that like the effect is like something I am something.
this one,
Yes.
yeah, no. So this one is we call it bucket policy. Okay. This is what is allowing everybody who visit your website to see the images or whatever files that you have put on the bucket or anything that is
And
in
then
the
like,
web.
there was a part I think with the dedicated part I am where you get to state some of this stuff, what the
Yes.
person is allowed to see, and then what they can do there when they even have access to that particular resource.
Yeah.
And
So policies,
right? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah. So policies are everywhere in AWS. So
Oh, okay.
we have IAM policies and then we have resource policies.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So IAM policies are implemented on like IAM identities, right? So users, groups, okay, resources. And then we have resource policies that will allow, let's say, another resource or another entity or identity to access whatever is on that resource.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we save the changes and then we go through what. So still in the properties tab of your bucket, scroll down to static web hosting, enable for the index document, enter index.html or your main page document as well. Click on save and then you test your website. So as you can see, the website will be what? The HTTP, your static website, blah, blah, blah. And then you use CloudFront for global distribution. Yeah. So you can continue, but CloudFront you will pay. You pay for every request that CloudFront will process. So you can also leave that. It's also optional actually. But I mean, if you want to do that, it's just some small coins for you to test it to see if it's
Okay.
working. So if it works, you can delete it. Okay. And then there you can leave the optional part because you need a domain. You have to buy a domain for $14 to be able to do this part. So you can just leave the optional part and then that's all. You are done. So when you are done, you can document it with the screenshots. Okay.
So, okay, so I can do this.
Mhm.
Document, take screenshot of them. Follow, kind of literally take the same steps as it's giving me here.
Exactly.
Put it on my blog for S3. Something I did on S3.
S3. So yes, hosting a simple static website on S3.
On
Finish.
S3.
And the next thing, creating a virtual or a private networking environment in AWS with EC2. You can have your title different like this. Okay. And then I'll come here. So okay, after I've done with the static one, I was okay. Then let's go to the second project. Then you also give me the step by step like that,
Okay.
like that. So, but you have five. When you are done with the five, you can tell it, okay, I'm done with all the five, and you feel like okay, it's eye opening, and then it helps you learn. Can he suggest like three more, four more, two more? Okay. And
Okay.
in
And I
in
do it short upload. Yes. I do these steps. I take shots of them, record, and I put them on that blog page.
yes, the blog page, yeah.
Okay, then I think I'm most a greater part of something I was worried about is sort. Because also always thinking of how can I see a situation where I have to put into practice this stuff just to get me doing it.
Hmm.
That's why I like the quest very much because it gets me to do the things we've learned. So with this, I think it's solved a big part of my problem.
Hmm.
It's good. Thank you so much, lady. Yeah. What about, how about seven? 7:30.
7 hour.
The whole one. Fight your bye.
Oh, no problem, senior. I mean,
Aye.
all
But I
right.
have to say, so every lesson we have, I learn something new. I'm exposed more, and then I'm really motivated to keep on pushing. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. Oh yeah, I'm not in your other class, but I listen in.
Mm,
That is when I'm awake by then. I listen
yeah.
in. There were situations where you were not there. I think they didn't have a phone and someone phone or something. You're not there. Somebody else had to come and do the class,
Mm,
stuff like that. I also listen and in among themselves they talk too when I hear what's going on, stuff like that. There's a difference. And maybe you've not been told, but even for me as a third party in somewhere, there's a difference. And it goes a long way. Maybe I'm wife one can job, but when you have the lesson that those things you put in between, you might say thinking that maybe you are just putting them in between this friend, this thing, situation, this kind of stuff. It really goes on. And that is what has driven as far as this point. In Kaweja, I'm telling you, Kuwait, because the pressure that comes with this, the time right now she's doing a lab somewhere.
mm. Oh yeah.
She's working on a lab, and then she wakes up very early and she's doing the house, take care of the baby, but she keeps on going on. And I was like, why? One part, but then also. I feel like yeah, I'm pretty mid, but something that some of the things that you say, no man will be seen it, some of them, and then she like, let me finish that. and finish that. So it's a good way of go about it. Just I want to say thank you. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, Charlie.
I want to say
I'm humbled and I'm also grateful, Charlie.
thank you. But you
Mm,
are said in your time, like a Canada, I am not. I so like today. I,
no
I know you are.
problem. Yeah,
I know you
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah, Charlie. No problem.
At least Kakea, yeah, man, at least I really appreciate it.
Sure, sure, sure.
See, it's a big job.
All right,
Big job.
sure, man.
Nyame adom so
Mm,
possibly, until we are sticking to the weekend stuff, right?
yeah, yeah, because it looks
That's,
like the weekdays and the it's not working
that's
for all of us.
okay. So next week, Saturday, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Along the way, maybe sir, if I have a challenge with some of these things you show me, maybe I hope
Yeah,
I can.
yes. If I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of as far as even if we officially end, I mean, you still need some of these clarifications and then all that. So, media, feel free to just pop up. I mean,
Okay.
any question that comes. It
Okay.
also helps me like learn and then keep on learning.